The Three Sisters. They came with the wind that blows in August, thin as a spider web and barely noticed. Three who did not seem to be related to anything but the moon. One with laughter like tin, and one with eyes of a cat, and one with hands like porcelain. The aunts, the three sisters, las comadres, they said. Lucy and Rachel's baby sister dies, and people come for the wake to view the body. Well, not just out of sympathy, but some people came just because they were curious about what their house had looked like. You know, there are always going to be some people like that in the crowd. The three sisters call Esperanza over to talk to them, and they like Esperanza's name. They look at her hands and say that she is a special girl. They say she will go very far, and then they tell her to make a wish. So Esperanza silently makes her wish, and they tell her that it will come true. How do they know? They just know. One of them calls her to the side and tells her, it has a little conversation with her. And this is on page 105. I just killed a mosquito. Yes! Page 105. When you leave, you must remember to come back for the others. A circle, understand? You will always be Esperanza. You will always be Mango Street. You can't erase what you know. You can't forget who you are. Then I didn't know what to say. It was as if she could read my mind, as if she knew what I had wished for. And I felt ashamed for having made such a selfish wish. You must remember to come back. For the ones who cannot leave as easily as you. You will remember. She asked as if she was telling me. Yes, yes, I said, a little confused. Good, she said, rubbing my hands. Good. That's all. You can go. Wow. So Esperanza never sees the women again after this, but they definitely left a mark on her mind and on her spirit, I think. She doesn't understand the depth of everything that they told her, but I think we as her readers, we can understand what they're saying and, you know, what their prophecy is for Esperanza. So that whole prophecy, if you remember, Esperanza was trying to get her palm read by Elenita, and just to find out, you know, if she could get that big house that she sees in her dreams. Well, I think that prophecy was just given to Esperanza by these three sisters. So everything Esperanza wants, she will get. The one sister at the end reinforces and encourages the realization Esperanza comes to in the chapter entitled Bums in the Attic. You know, that she will return to help others on Mango Street. Mango Street is a part of who Esperanza is, and she can't erase that fact, no matter how much she tries. And that's what the sister was telling her. So Esperanza, you look at her name and it means hope, you know, and now she is, and she will provide hope for Mango Street in the future. That's a pretty special task. She doesn't fully understand it now, but later on she will. Story 42. Alicia and I talking on Edna's steps. I like Alicia because once she gave me a little leather purse with the word Guadalajara stitched on it, which is home for Alicia. And one day she will go back there. But today she's listening to my sadness because I don't have a house. You live right here, 4006 Mango, Alicia says, and points to the house I am ashamed of. No, this isn't my house, I say, and shake my head as if shaking could undo the year I've lived here. I don't belong. I don't ever want to come from here. You have a home. And one day, you'll go there, to a town you remember. But me, I never had a house. Not even a photograph. Only one I dream of. No, Alicia says. Like it or not, you are Mango Street. And one day, you'll come back too. Not me. Not until somebody makes it better. Who's going to do it? The mayor? And the thought of the mayor coming to Mango Street makes me laugh out loud. Yeah, right. Who's going to do it? Not the mayor. See, this is a good chapter right here. So, whether she's ashamed or not, 4006 Mango is still Esperanza's family's house. That's still a place where she can say she grew up. She can't deny that. Alicia emphasizes that, and she also reinforces what the three sisters just told Esperanza in the previous chapter. Okay, so who is going to make Mango Street better? If not you, then who? You know, it has to start with someone. Why not start with Esperanza? You know, instead of trying to run away from something because it's so bad, you know, you don't like it, well, do something about it. You know, maybe there are other people like you. So, do something about it. Story 43. A house of my own. Not a flat, not an apartment in back, not a man's house, not a daddy's. A house all my own. With my porch and my pillow, my pretty purple petunias, my books and my stories, my two shoes waiting beside my bed, nobody to shake a stick at, nobody's garbage to pick up after. Only a house, quiet as snow, a space for myself to go, clean as paper before the poem. So poetic. But this reminds me of how Sally was described enjoying her own home now that she's married. But the difference will be that when Esperanza gets her house, it will be her house. It will be her home. It won't belong to a man, you know? It'll just be a space, her own special place, not shared with anyone else. And it'll just be Esperanza's own place that she makes for herself. And she's so excited, like that's her biggest dream right now. But I especially like the last line of this chapter where she compares the peace of it all to a clean sheet of paper before she writes her poem on it. It's just refreshing. It's a blank canvas just waiting for Esperanza to write her poetry. I love it. 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 And the last chapter, story 44. Mango says goodbye sometimes. I like to tell stories. I tell them inside my head. I tell them after the mailman says, "Here's your mail." "Here's your mail," he said. I make a story for my life, for each step my brown shoe takes. I say, and so she trudged up the wooden stairs, her sad brown shoes taking her to the house she never liked. I like to tell stories. I'm going to tell you a story about a girl who didn't want to belong. We didn't always live on Mango Street. Before that, we lived on Loomis on the 3rd floor. And before that, we lived on Keeler. Before Keeler, it was Paulina. But what I remember most is Mango Street. Sad, red house. The house I belong, but do not belong to. I put it down on paper, and then the ghost does not ache so much. I write it down, and Mango says goodbye sometimes. She does not hold me with both arms. She sets me free. One day, I will pack my bags of books and paper. One day, I will say goodbye to Mango. I'm too strong for her to keep me here forever. One day, I will go away. Friends and neighbors will say, "What happened to that Esperanza? Where did she go with all those books and paper?" Why does she march so far away? They will not know I have gone away to come back. For the ones I left behind. For the ones who cannot out. What a fitting ending to this book, to this novela. Such a fitting ending. You know, Esperanza finally comes full circle. Her voice is older here in this chapter, and she definitely has developed that writer's voice. I mean, just look or listen to the vocabulary, listen to the adjectives that she's using. Trudged up the wooden stairs, sad brown shoes. You know, she's giving her writing more personality, more life. She's so creative. You know, she begins telling us her story using some of the exact lines that the book opens up with, but then she expands more on it to show us how much she's grown and how her thinking has changed. Writing about her life on Mango Street is pretty much like therapy for Esperanza. The memories don't shame her or pain her as much when she puts it down on paper. She's kind of detached from that reality for a while when she's writing about it instead of living it. Mango says goodbye sometimes, and I think that's what she means by that. You know, she can take a step back and look at her life on Mango Street objectively instead of in the moment. Oh, I hate this house, I hate this neighborhood. You know, when she writes about it, she's detached from it, and it takes away some of the personal anguish that she feels about living where she lives. She makes up her mind that yes, one day she will get out because she's too strong to be held down here on Mango Street. You know, she's too strong, but she will bring that strength back for the ones that she left behind, for the ones who couldn't get out like she eventually will. And I think that's a very, very great thing, a very good thing to want to achieve, to give back. But reading this last part immediately takes my mind to several different situations. I think about people who struggle with addictions. I think about people who are involved in abusive relationships. I think about people who are living in poverty or who are living in the ghetto. I think about people who are struggling just to graduate high school or just, you know, hoping and praying just to make it through age 21 alive. You know, there are a lot of struggles that people have. And there are some people who are so determined to make it. You know, it may be difficult, but they're so determined that they're going to make it out of whatever situation that they find difficult, that they don't want to be in any longer. And it's good that when you do that, you teach other people how to do the same thing. Because not everyone is born with that self-will. Not everyone is born with that motivation, that strength that you may have that got you through a certain situation or out of a certain situation. So you have to kind of think about that and be the strength that some of these other people need. Maybe you were the one who received strength and encouragement from somebody else to do something that you didn't think you could do. You know? Think about that kind of stuff and see if you can give back. And that's what Esperanza definitely intends to do. And I think that we have to use, you know, a lesson that we can take from all this is that whatever success that we've had, whether big or small, it doesn't matter. We should share that with somebody else. Some people need that help. Some people need an example of how to do it. So once we do it, we can show somebody else how to do the same thing, how to get out of a certain situation that they think they either can't get out of or they're not sure how to get out of. So let's help each other, basically is what I'm saying, and I think is a lesson that can be learned from Esperanza. Let's help each other. Help the ones that cannot out. So just as Mango says goodbye sometimes, I too must say goodbye. I just want to say thank you to all those people that are being helped by my video summaries, and I just hope that it continues to help anyone out there who is desperately trying to understand one of these books that I do, or you didn't have time to read or something like that, and I'm just kind of helping your understanding. But again, thank you, and I hope you continue to enjoy my videos. One love, or one love. How does it go? Yeah, one love. I'm silly, I know.